What's up, tribe? We have a very, 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 very extremely special interview today. We have Miss Olga Yashira Diaz, and she is an amazing surfer. That's off the rip. She's also a doctor, and she's also a daughter of Colombia. My accent was probably a little bit off. And now a proud member of the Awkward Black Tribe. What's up, lady? How you doing?
Pretty good, man. Happy to be with you here
Okay,
today.
for sure, for sure. Now, what should I call you, Doctor Diaz? What's
No, it's all good. Call me Olga. That's
okay,
yeah, Olga.
okay, okay,
So.
okay. So this surfing thing is I am just amazed by your ability to surf and your interest in surfing. I want to dive right in. So, pun intended. Um, so you're in the ocean. Follow me here. I'm creating a scenario.
All
You're
right.
in the ocean, bodysuit on. You're on your board. You're waiting. You're doing your thing. The perfect wave comes. Could you just take your time and take us through the emotions and what you're
Wow.
feeling and your mental space when
Wow.
that wave comes?
Okay. That's dope because I've never thought about it like that. Like, what is in my mindset as I'm waiting? I mean, one of the first things that I super just am so intrigued by surfing and being in the ocean is that I have a complete sense of disconnect from a lot of my normal life. It's just gone because you're literally out there enjoying nature, enjoying the ocean, and you feel disconnected and you're not thinking about anything but being out there, which is so dope. So as I'm thinking about waiting for the perfect wave, there's a sense of um, you always have to have patience and waiting and not going for every wave because not every wave will be perfect. But as soon as that one that you're just like, man, this is gonna be dope. So much excitement comes up, so much anticipation, and you're just like literally paddling for your life and just paddling so hard, like as if you're running away from shark. You're just going hard, trying to catch this wave. Um, and the thrill of popping up and getting it and being in the right like part of it and just riding it and just like going through the motions of the wave and how to maneuver your body and how to like maneuver your board through it is just so dope. That feeling is amazing and there's just literally nothing but my mindset out there and the connection with the water that's there that I love so much. So there's really nothing like that to describe.
Seems to be deeply metaphorical, and like I'm a fan of hip hop, and there's this, ride this wave. It's like a saying, like oh, you can't ride my wave, and like to get with my energy, to get with my vibe, right? And so when
That's
you said
right.
all these things, like every wave is not for you, and like it seems to be deeply metaphorical
Mm.
for life. Have you ever like contemplated that?
Hmm. That's super dope. Yeah, and that's something that you learn with time, like being out there and learning how to surf and how to read the waves and how to know your stance in the water and being like, yeah, that one's not for me. I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna be paddling here and there, impatient. It teaches you a lot of like patience and appreciation for like when you really get the waves that you're hoping to get, you know? So
Right.
yeah, it's so
So
dope.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but a wave that is not for you, that wave could be for some of the other surfers out there, right?
Hmm.
Okay. What kind of waves do you like? And obviously I've never surfed before.
Yeah.
But like, is there like how do you describe your waves? Like what?
Yeah. Yeah, so it depends because there are different types of surfers. So some there are short boarders, long boarders. Generally, there's people that really like small waves, like 2 to 3 feet. People that like you're in between waves, like 5 to 6, 7 feet. Then you have the folks that love the huge, powerful waves. I'm not at that level where huge waves will probably crush me and but I am in that like 5, 6 foot wave that I'm just like waiting for power. I'm like, what's a powerful wave that I need to pop up real fast and just like, because the smaller waves are super chill but not like my thing, but the in between medium waves, that's where I just get super excited about. I guess we go by like power and the height, or like how big the wave is, and depending on what you like. So kind of
Is it,
like in the medium.
is it primal? Is it primal, Olga? When you see that thing coming, it's just like, whoa, it's just like, I'm ready, boy, I'm ready for war. Let's get it. Like
That's
it.
right. That's right. You are ready. You are all there. You got to be all there
Okay,
to,
okay. All right.
to
So,
like get it and to stay safe too.
okay. So Olga, take us back to how this started. How did your
Yeah.
affinity for surf, like how did that begin? Where did that begin?
Yeah. So, man, I wish it had begun a lot earlier in my life.
Mhm.
I just started surfing just 2 years or so ago. So I'm very new to surfing. But I think that affinity to the water and the ocean started when I was super young. Because I'm Colombian, grew up in Colombia, and
Where,
my father is from,
where in
sorry?
where in Colombia?
Oh, Cali, Colombia.
Represent. Represent. Hey, hey, just
100%.
really quickly, Olga. This is the do the Black Colombians like Shakira? Like, do y'all rock with Shakira really heavy?
Oh my God, I love it.
I'm just saying.
I think we do. I mean, I did when I was little. I was rocking with her so hard.
Okay, okay. There I go. Oh my.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Okay, so back to Cali, Colombia. I'm not even gonna try the accent again, but like, okay, back there. So you have an affinity for the ocean, right? Bam. And how did that pop off? Like,
Yeah.
is that a normal occurrence? And I say that because
Yeah, cause like so like my dad is the Pacific, like coastal city, so he grew up in the ocean. So I grew up in the ocean too. I would just like that was my jam growing up. Then coming here, I'm always just drawn to the ocean, the water, whatever it is. Like everybody, even before surfing came into my life, people would be like, "You're a mermaid. Like, what's going on here?" And I have no idea why I never thought about like getting a surfboard and trying it out until 2 years ago when in residency, in emergency medicine residency, some of my colleagues were like, "Oh, we should try surfing." I was hesitant for a few months, and then one of my co-residents was like, "Yo, I'm going surfing." I was like, "Yo, I'm coming with you. Like, I'm getting there, no problem. Whatever, great whites, whatever, no problem." So I'm like, I go with him, and I go to like the gnarliest surf beach, one of the gnarliest, especially in San Francisco, Ocean Beach. I mean, people drown there. Like, there's riptides. It gets gnarly most of the time.
what was it? Was it something gnawing in your consciousness? Like you saw all the people coming back from their surfing trips, and you were just like, "I want to be a part of it." Like, what was the thing that finally? Because I'm sure you've been in the ocean your whole life. You've been seeing people surf your whole life. What was it about this time? And you were just like, "I don't care. I'm going for it."
Yeah, I wish I had known. It honestly was like I was at work and this dude was like, "I'm going surfing this week." And I was like, out of nowhere, like, "I'm gonna go." Like, "I'm going with you." I forgot all about my fear of sharks. Like, and like all of that went out the window. And I was like, "I'm going with you. No problem. When you going? Like, sign me up." But he took me to the gnarliest beach ever. And that could have gone real wrong because I mean, he taught me how to surf in like 1 or 2 minutes.
So that's a testament to your athleticism, your familiarity with the ocean, because I think it would have taken longer than 2 minutes with me. So
Oh, that's hilarious. No, man, we would have been in the same boat because I was struggling. Like my first time out there, it was big, gnarly. I was struggling. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was on the inside, just like riding waves, just laying down and just paddling all over the place. And I was so hyped. Like that's all it took. Just a bad day out there for me to be hooked. That was it. The end is history.
okay, that's incredible. All right. So but you grew up in the ocean for sure. And you said your are both of your parents are Colombian, yeah?
Yeah, my whole family, like everybody was born there, and most of them are there still.
Okay. And how old were you when you came to the States?
I was 10 years old. Yeah.
Yeah. So Spanish is your first language.
That's right. I came here being like, I don't speak English.
Do you consider yourself to be you're black for sure,
Mhm.
but do you consider yourself to be Latinx or Caribbean?
Mm. I consider myself being Afro Latina, Afro Latinx.
Because I
Yeah.
don't I don't think we hear enough about the Afro Latina experience. You know,
Mm.
I think that we kind of colorize the Latina experience, and if you're black, you're just black, and that kind of like overrides everything. But there's more nuance. It's different, and language is a factor, and culture is a factor as well. And I'm wondering, like, what was that like coming to the States? Where did you come to in the States? If where in the States did you come to?
Yeah, I I made the typical first stop in Miami, Florida.
Okay, for sure. And so you were in Miami. How long were you in Miami? Did you graduate from high school in Miami?
Oh no, so we were there probably for like 2 years or so, and
Okay.
then I grew up in New York. So thankfully, I think a lot of that identity and acknowledgement of identity comes from the family, right? So like my mom and my dad instilling in within me being like, you are Afro Latina, like
Mhm.
this is your culture, you're black. Um, and yes, culturally, some Latin components come in, like music, food, certain things. Like for us in Colombia, Afro Colombians typically love seafood. Like we're by the water, seafood and salsa and all of this components. And that was all me, man. I love seafood, love like salsa, I love culture. But growing up also in New York City, I identify so much with the blackness and actually identifying with and learning more about black or African American culture and identifying with my friends through there. But I was always, despite my blackness, still an other. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, you're black, but you're a Latina. So I'm always like, even amongst like my black friends, I still feel a bit of a difference. As much as I identify with my blackness, it's so interesting, but I've always had that growing up.
Is that's still prevalent? Like you juggling like these multiple cultures and all of that? Like do you like how did you become at peace with it? Because that seems like a wave that you were riding before you even started surfing. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like you're trying to navigate, or maybe you were paddling, maybe you were idling in the water.
I love it.
And so just waiting on the right thing. But there isn't a huge you were in the Bay Area. I don't Are you still in the Bay Area?
Oh no, I'm in San Diego now, but I
Yes.
was, yeah.
You spent a lot of time in the Bay. We don't have a huge Afro Latina population, right? Like I know Miami does, obviously New York does, and then we don't. Like when you felt in those moments when you felt really isolated, like how did you cope with that?
Yeah, and that's very real. But I felt like I've just intertwined so much my Latinx and Afro
Mhm.
culture and identity,
Mhm.
but I just see myself so much more identifying with Blackness.
Yeah.
And that's just more prevalent in my life and how I'm treated and how I'm like all everything that I experience. I'm Black without a doubt. Like that's just what I identify with. So like I'm comfortable in those environments, even though I look around in the Bay and there are no Colombian restaurants, man. There's like one in San Jose that's like mixed with Mexican food. And I'm like, what the hell is this? But it's all good because I got, you know, not that great of a big population of Black folks, but a decent amount. And that to me is home. So,
Yeah. Yeah. What's your top three Colombian dishes?
oh, damn. So some of the baked goods, unfortunately, they're like so unhealthy. One is called buñuelo. Then bandeja paisa is so good, like rice and chorizo, and it's
Oh, chorizo, that's Colombian. Or Colombians get down with that too?
our type, yeah, our type of chorizo. It's all
What?
very different. Yeah, if you have Colombian chorizo, it tastes a bit different than like Mexican chorizo.
What,
So
what what's your type? Is it the same ingredients or
oh, I don't. I think it's just like I don't know. It's a whole different flavor, but it's so good, and I like both. So I'm all about the chorizo. And
okay.
our empanadas are very different. Yeah, they're like crispier than like the Dominican empanadas. Dominican empanadas are like soft, like
Right,
yeah. So
right. So basically they're better.
yeah. I'm not trying to hit on nobody, but yeah, man.
You heard it first. You heard it here first. Right. Okay, for sure. So you also in addition to all the surfing and stuff like that, you're what else? Oh yeah, you're a doctor. Damn, like you guys have to go to school forever. And then on top of that, you can't stop life from happening. I'm sure you had like a lot of adversity. And so I certainly I see you and I see your hustle. What did you pull from to get through residency and medical school and all of that stuff? Like
Mm.
what was helping you get through that?
Yeah. Always number one has always been family is so dope, so important, so supportive through it all. My friends, like amazing friends I've met through along every part of the step of the way, and like also helps that some of them are going through it, and so we're there for each other through residency. Friends, man, and the support of like the community. Residency community was super important. And in residency, surfing helped me a ton. Like, honestly, the last 2 years, it just transformed my life in ways that allowed me to get through it. So, that is dope.
So surf
Yeah.
super therapeutic for you.
Surfing is my therapy, straight up. Surfing is like how I liberate myself. And what I found in surfing too is just like I recognize all of the historical trauma that
Mm.
is in the Black communities in terms of their connection with the water.
Oh my God. Speak
And
on
I, there may not be so many of us out there saying right, is connected to history, to trauma,
it. Mhm.
to physical separation from access to the ocean
Yeah.
and activities. And then I reflect on that and the amazing healing like powers that it has in my life, and it makes me sad that many others don't have that as an opportunity. But it's not because they don't choose to, right? Or they may not be aware that it's there, but it just has this like big history behind it. So while I'm appreciative of it, I'm also like saddened that others don't have it as a accessibility thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Am I here?
Yeah, you're there. You're like freezing up a little bit, but I got the gist of it. We're just gonna rock through it. But like, but no, I'm a Pan African.
Sorry.
I don't know. No, it's certainly whatever. It's all good. This conversation is worth it. I'm a Pan Africanist, and I just believe in the connectivity of Blackness and Black people around the world. I went to graduate school with a sister from Senegal, and
Mm,
she was not aware of the stereotype of Black people not being able to swim, or the reality of a lot of Black people not being able to swim. Unfortunately, I'm one of them. But until she came to the United
mm,
States, and she thought it was the most ridiculous thing. Like, that someone can look at her and pathologize her in such a way. She's like, no, I've been swimming like my whole life. And when you said that,
mm,
I like, we are descendants of Africa, definitely. Like, I feel like we have way more in common than we have different, even across cultures. But that is a thing. Like, that is a major thing. Like, our relationship to water, our
mm,
relationship to the
mm.
ocean. When I see the ocean, I see a boundary. When you see the ocean, you see therapy.
3, 2, 1.
Oh,
Oh
hey.
hey!
Oh,
Oh
hey.
hey! We living out here. That Hawaii life.
That clear
It's
water life.
nice. It's real nice. Real nice. Yo, 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 get it, get it, get it, get it. What? Get it, get it, get it. What? Get it, get it. Ghost. Ghost.
So you mentioned the grind of being a doctor, of medical school, and all of that. What do you specialize in? What's your field of expertise?
I'm an emergency medicine doctor.
Okay.
So, yeah, right in the thick of the craziest experiences at any time.
Okay.
So,
At any time. And so, I what an emergency medicine doctor. So, do you experience, like, when people, like, what would someone have to be? What would be someone's emergency, a patient, if they were to come into, like, see you, to go to your department?
mm, I see. Um, Basically anything and everything.
Okay.
So, like your heart attack, stroke, car accidents, your burns, your chest pains, everything, but also in many situations, because our health system is so broken, our,
Mm,
you know, routine primary care complaints, or people that don't have access or don't have insurance or don't have doctors, or things that are not emergencies that also come in, right, because of how broken our system is. So we see everything, kids, adults, we're
mm,
ready for anything, pregnancies, like
mm.
we just got to be prepared to deal with whatever walks through the door.
It's a one-stop shop.
No, exactly.
Test burns to pregnancies. Damn. Like,
Yeah, man. I'm like, not that I want to see that, especially like you're about to deliver. Oh no. But I gotta be ready.
I heard that, man. And you look kind of young. I will not ask how old you are, but you look kind of young. Through I've learned. But um, did you, like, that grind of being a doctor, did you take any kind of leap year, gap year, to kind of backpack through Europe, or get your life together, go to smoke a blunt in Sicily? I don't know what people do
Yeah.
when people
I wish, man.
themselves, you know, a year, spend a year living in Morocco. I don't know. Did you have any kind of a gap year in between that grind?
I wish. And you know what? Many people do take that time. I didn't, unfortunately, I didn't have the privilege to do that. Like
Mhm.
for me, every year has always been a grind
Okay.
process. Like after college, I had to take 2 years, but to work and to study and get ready for this big test that I didn't do so well the first time. You know what I mean? It was like
Mhm.
grind mode, gotta work, gotta make money, but also study for this damn test and make sure I get into med school.
Right.
So, but I did take 2 years, but not to enjoy myself, and I wish I had. So a lot of um, yeah. So mostly I feel like in residencies when I've lightened up a little bit, where my vacation, I'm like, all right, I'm going on a surf trip. I'm out of here. I'm gonna go travel somewhere, but it's always like a week at a time. But I haven't had the privilege to like travel a lot for a long time.
You did take 2 years off from school,
Mhm.
and you were saying that was all about the grind of getting back in school. Is that what you're
Pretty
telling
much. God.
Oh my goodness.
Like
That is tremendous to me. Like that's such a tremendous accomplishment.
Mm.
Um, have you ever have you taken check this out. What was what was your first big doctor purchase? Like when you got that first big doctor check, what was
Damn.
the first big doctor purchase?
So I'm not there yet. I love
My bad. I hope that's not triggering.
just thought about that. I was like, damn, I'm not quite there. Because like residency, that's the first time we get paid. But we don't get paid much. And I lived in the Bay and it's expensive and I have a lot of family and a lot of responsibilities. So didn't make quite purchases there. And then right now, so I finished residency and now I'm doing a fellowship. So it's like an extra year of training
Okay.
in ultrasound. So
Okay.
I'm still not quite getting, the doctor money yet, but I'm getting a little bit more because I'm working extra shifts.
Mhm.
Um, and still a lot of financial responsibility. So not quite there yet. But my one purchase, and I would say has to be, I did buy a car in residency.
Ooh-wee.
I came up real big because I had a 2003 Nissan Altima that I had from New York to Wisconsin to med school to like down to the Bay. That in the Bay got to the point of not having doorknobs, and people were like, "How do I get in your car?" I was like, "This is how you gotta lift. You gotta lift from underneath. Like, see this little edge? Like, pull up." So it was time when people couldn't get in my car. I think it was time. So I did get a car. That's a purchase.
So you gotta tell us what kind of whip was it? What'd you get?
I got a RAV4. That's
Ooh,
that's like whoa, that's a big come up, man. I got my roof rack, put my boards on top,
yes.
drive around wherever I want. Like I have 2-3 days, go on a road trip, sleep in my car.
Hmm.
Got my surfboards. That's all I need. So I came up. I came up.
That's that's what's up. So you got the RAV4. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. um, so what would you say to that young girl, that young black child who wants to be a doctor but looks at all of the work that needs to be done and
Mm,
becomes discouraged
mm,
and she hasn't seen a doctor that looks like her, and she doesn't have any doctors in her family, and it's a goal, but it seems so unachievable. What would you say to motivate that young child?
mm. That's real. Um, I I will say I did have one of the biggest privileges were like having my parents who were always big on education and just pushing me really hard. Um, my mother was in medical school in Columbia, so I saw that and reflecting on whether I've seen another black doctor. I do remember very faintly back in college where I was volunteering somewhere, I think in the ER, and I saw a young black woman doctor, and I was like, whoa, that's what's up. Like, I need to be like that one day. Like, it was just like, it's so ingrained in me that moment that I kind of forgot about it, right? So, yes, a lot of it is like your support system and your um, resources and abilities around you, and also like seeing what you want to be, like having that accessibility. And it may be lacking in for a lot of people to have that. Um, but I will say one of the things that I would say to any young person thinking about this is that one is like feeling and believing that it is worth it in the end, and that it won't be easy, it will be challenging, but having the full belief in yourself and not letting anybody like tell you otherwise, because there are plenty of people, counselors, etc., that have discouraged me along 3 steps of the way I could recall very distinctively. And they have been white people like telling me, consider something else, or like, really, you're gonna apply to that school? Like, you should be considered. So, and having and reaching out to mentors, like mentorship is key, and having people that guide you in the right way is key. So basically, not taking no for an answer, but I recognize that it's not that easy, right? Like, it's it's bad for me to sit here and be like, anyone can do this, anyone can do that, because I recognize how complex life is and circumstances are. But having that belief, regardless if you really want to do this, and making sure and knowing that it's worth it in the end. It's a long road, it is, but it is in the end worth it, because I am happy that I've gone through all this to get here. Yeah.
Awesome. We're certainly happy that we're certainly happy that you are here and that you went through it and that you did not stop. Is there any kind of organization or anything that you would like to plug?
No, what's really dope actually is like, in terms of my craziness and passion for surfing and being in the lineup and not seeing black people out there forever,
Mm.
most of the time is always like white dudes, maybe some white girls, women, and me, is Instagram was a dope way that I got connected to other Black surfers. There is a Black community and other Black surfers that I've come to know and surf with and done surf trips and connected with, and good, amazing surf sisters that I've, met through social media, which is so dope. So the power of that, and also seeing the power of black folks doing things, amazing things to promote diversity in surfing is dope. So like, my sister organization Textured Waves or Surf VR Negra um, are two examples of amazing organizations that are doing the work to promote diversity in surfing, because it's important, and I want that healing powers for our communities as well.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Olga Yashira Diaz, for stopping by, man, and chopping it up with the tribe, man. We are super proud of you, and you're about to start getting so much money. Like
Oh,
I can feel it. I
I'm
can feel
excited
the
to
money. The money's coming. All right, for sure. Thank you for what it is, man. Peace and love, man.
Peace and love to you too. Thanks so much for having me. You're
It's
so dope.